Look at what is being said, not who is saying it. The first president who was the son of a president, John Quincy Adams, in many respects paralleled the career as well as the temperament and viewpoints of his illustrious father. Born in Braintree, Massachusetts in 1767, he watched the Battle of Bunker Hill from the top of Penn's Hill above the family farm. As secretary to his father in Europe, he became an accomplished linguist and assiduous diarist. John Quincy Adams, son of John and Abigail Adams, served as the 6th President of the United States from 1825 to 1829. A member of multiple political parties over the years, he also served as a diplomat, a senator, and a member of the House of Representatives. He previously served as the 8th United States Secretary of State from 1817 to 1825. During his long diplomatic and political career, Adams also served as an ambassador and as a member of the United States Senate and House of Representatives representing Massachusetts. In 1848, he collapsed on the floor of the House from a stroke and was carried to the Speaker's room, where 2 days later he died. He was buried, as were his father, mother, and wife, at First Parish Church in Quincy. To the end, Old Man Eloquent had fought for what he considered right. Patience and perseverance have a magical effect before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish. Always vote for principle, though you may vote alone, and you may cherish the sweetest reflection that your vote is never lost. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. All men profess honesty as long as they can. To believe all men honest would be folly. To believe none so is something worse. Courage and perseverance have a magical talisman before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. The will of the people is the source, and the happiness of the people the end of all legitimate government upon earth. From the experience of the past, we derive instructive lessons for the future. The firmest security of peace is the preparation during peace of the defenses of war. My wants are many, and if told, would muster many a score, and were each wish a mint of gold, I still would want for more. The imagination of a eunuch dwells more and longer upon the material of love than that of man or woman, supplying, so far as he can, by speculation, the place of pleasures he can no longer enjoy. There is one principle which pervades all the institutions of this country, and which must always operate as an obstacle to the granting of favors to newcomers. This is a land not of privileges, but of equal rights. Individual liberty is individual power, and as the power of a community is a mass compounded of individual powers, the nation which enjoys the most freedom must necessarily be, in proportion to its numbers, the most powerful nation. You won't realize the distance you've walked until you take a look around and realize how far you've been. All rising to great place is by a winding stair. Posterity. You will never know how much it has cost my generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make good use of it. The manners of women are the surest criterion by which to determine whether a Republican government is practicable in a nation or not. I am a man of reserved, cold, austere, and forbidding manners. My political adversaries say a gloomy misanthropist, and my personal enemies an unsocial savage. Nip the shoots of arbitrary power in the bud is the only maxim which can ever preserve the liberties of any people. This is the last of earth. I am content. I inhabit a weak, frail, decayed tenement, battered by the winds and broken in on by the storms, and, from all I can learn, the landlord does not intend to repair. Think of your forefathers. Think of your posterity. This hand, to tyrants ever sworn the foe, for freedom only deals the deadly blow, then sheathes in calm repose the vengeful blade, for gentle peace in freedom's hallowed shade. There are two types of education. One should teach us how to make a living, and the other how to live. Let us dare to read, think, speak, and write. Children should be educated and instructed in the principles of freedom. Liberty, according to my metaphysics, is a self-determining power in an intellectual agent. It implies thought and choice and power. But I must submit all my hopes and fears to an overruling providence in which, unfashionable as the faith may be, I firmly believe. May our country be always successful, but whether successful or otherwise, always right. Always stand on principle, even if you stand alone. Law, logic, an artificial system of reasoning exclusively used in courts of justice, but good for nothing anywhere else. The laws of man may bind him in chains or may put him to death, but they never can make him wise, virtuous, or happy. To furnish the means of acquiring knowledge is the greatest benefit that can be conferred upon mankind. It prolongs life itself and enlarges the sphere of existence. Try and fail, but don't fail to try. Our obligations to our country never cease, but with our lives. Old minds are like old horses. You must exercise them if you wish them in working order. You will never know how much it has cost my generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make good use of it. There are two ways to conquer and enslave a country. One is by sword and one is by debt. You will never be alone with a poet in your pocket. 1/3 supported the revolution, 1/3 opposed it, and 1/3 had no opinion. Duty is ours. Results are God's. Where annual elections end, where slavery begins. Whether to the nation or to the state, no service can be or ever will be rendered by a more able or a more faithful public servant. A politician in this country must be the man of a party. I would fain be the man of my whole country. We hope these words will help you succeed and never forget to be kind to others.